welcome back to the return of the Easy E and Scuba Steve show. My name is Eric. On the phone with me today is Scuba Steve, also known as Steven. What's happening, buddy?
Hey man, it's great to be back on the air with you. We had a little hiatus getting ourselves accommodated to the start of the new school semester. With Eric being in Southern California, me being in Tempe, Arizona. But it's great to be back. We've done a lot of betting while we were away, but we want to talk about more betting. From the past couple of days, from this past weekend of the NFL. We just gotta catch up, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I miss doing podcasts with you, man. It's been kind of lonely out here in Southern California. But today we will do guess the lines, which means the spreads for NFL Week 6. I unfortunately cheated and looked at the lines before we decided to do this. So it'll be Steven guessing the lines and me telling him if he's close or just flat out off. We'll talk about some NBA over-unders, and then we'll round it off with some baseball, particularly the Red Sox and Yankees game in a pivotal game for tonight at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. So, Steven, are you ready to guess the lines?
Oh, I'm more than ready.
All right. So, starting with Thursday Night Football, we have the Eagles at the Giants. What do you think for that one?
For that one, Eagles are coming into this game after a tough loss against the Vikings at home. The Giants have continued to sputter downhill. They're heading into this game with a 1-4 record. There shouldn't be too many surprises. I have the Eagles slightly ahead. I'm gonna go Eagles by a field goal.
Yeah, you got it. Eagles by 3. To be honest, though, this isn't a game I would touch. Like, I haven't been particularly happy with what I've seen out of Philadelphia so far, and it's more the same for the Giants. Although they did play better, you could argue that because of a 63-yard field goal, they lost. But rivalry game, lots of emotion in this game. I'm not sure which way this game's going to go. How do you feel?
I kind of like this game being very offensive. The over-under in this game is right now is at 44 from the bookie that I work with. I expect this game to go over. The Philadelphia defense has not been as great as it was last year. Week by week, their offense is going to get better with Wentz slowly getting his confidence back. And for the Giants, it's the same with them. I mean, their offense has always been pretty stellar. It's just their defense has been really poor. So I think the two poor defenses from the Eagles and from the Giants, I think they'll make up for a high, I could say both teams can score 30 points in this game. It'll be similar to what the Giants had against the Panthers last weekend.
I'm sort of with you there. I do think if the Eagles can dial up some sort of a pass rush, the Giants' porous offensive line, I'm not sure how they're going to be able to handle that. But moving on to the next game, we have my Chicago Bears in the sweltering heat in Miami, the humidity. What do you think for this one? I'm kind of scared for this game. I think it's a little bit of a trap game for my Bears, but what do you think?
That's interesting. The Dolphins have been struggling last couple of games. Their losing streak has started with an inevitable loss to the Patriots in Foxborough, and then last weekend they just washed away. It's like a 17-point lead in Cincy for the Bengals to come back and win. At home, I do like the Bears. They're fresh coming off a bye, but it's going to be a tight one. I'm gonna go with a pick on here. This is too tight of a game.
It's Bears by 3, which I think is really.
I'm a little bit surprised that they got I'm a little bit surprised that the Bears on the road in Miami, slightly favored against the Dolphins. I can see the Bears winning. That's not the problem. just -3. I think this game's gonna be very tight. I can see this. I can see this game. Finishing with a game-winning field goal.
I might have to go against my team here and take Dolphins +3 this weekend. I do not trust Mitchell Trubisky as a favorite on the road. At least not yet. I don't trust that. Moving on to the next game, little NFC South battle between the Buccaneers at Atlanta. What do you think, Steven? I think Jameis is back.
The spread is going to be heavy on Atlanta. It's just a matter of time when the Fitz magic is going to fade away, and it has faded away for sure. I think this goes. I'm gonna go Atlanta. I'm gonna go Atlanta -7 on this one.
Whoa, Atlanta by 3.5.
Really? That's. I know Atlanta has had a bunch of injuries on the defensive half.
Yeah, they can't stop anyone on defense.
I understand that, but when you're facing against Jameis Winston, the guy's trash. It doesn't matter if your defense is really bad. I mean, the Buccaneers, good for them. They won 2 games in a row with Fitzmagic throwing for over 400 yards passing. It's not good. That type of performance, we're not going to see it again. Atlanta at home, I can see a blowout here.
Well, Atlanta, if they have any sort of chance to salvage their season, they have to win this game. And I like Matt Ryan at home, so that'll be an interesting one for sure. Okay, most interesting game of the week, in my opinion, LA Chargers. I'm still getting used to saying LA and not San Diego. At the Browns. What do you think?
Is it Rams at Browns?
No. Chargers at Browns.
Oh, Chargers at Browns. That is interesting.
No matter what the line is for this game, I would not touch this game.
Yeah, I mean, this date back to a couple years ago when the Browns were on the fringe of a winless season, and a shanked field goal attempt by the Chargers kicker gave the Browns their lone win of the season. That was the 2016 season.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm gonna go Chargers -3.
It's Chargers -1. Yeah, I know at some places it's even a pick'em now.
That's I'm thinking Chargers slight advantage. But -1, that's a tight one. Yeah, I can definitely see it as a pick'em too.
Don't gamble.
Don't know what to expect really. Don't know really what to expect from the Browns lately. They're winning now, so they've become a little bit more unpredictable than they have when they were more of a losing squad.
They have a good defense, you know.
There's no doubt about that. Myles Garrett's your leader there. Denzel Ward has shown that, some people really disagreed with the fact that the Browns took Denzel Ward with that 4th overall pick.
I like
a lot of people criticized that they should have gone for someone better, maybe use that actually on a quarterback instead of Baker Mayfield at number 1. But it doesn't really matter. It's turned out to be a good pick so far with Denzel Ward. He's definitely one of the front runners for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I totally agree. Their defense has been pretty good so far. They had that one game against the Raiders, giving up 45 points in that overtime loss. So that's a little surprising that it's that close on the spread. I think the Chargers end up winning this game.
If you're listening to this podcast, please do not gamble on this game. Both of these teams give you a heart attack on a consistent weekly basis.
I mean, this is just if I had a gun in my head, I'd go Chargers. But yeah, I 100% agree. This is a complete stay away game.
Yeah, I just don't know. Wow. Okay. All right. Next, the London game, being played at Wembley Stadium. Seattle Seahawks at the Raiders. So the Raiders technically lose a home game here. What do you think? Both teams that are probably one loss away from their seasons being over. I think the Raiders season is pretty much already over. But what do you think the spread is for this game?
I'm going to slight advantage on Seattle. To the neutral side, I'm going to take Seattle. I'm going to do Seattle assume -3.5.
Close, -3. I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't think I'll be tuning into this game. No real appeal for me for either of these teams.
Yeah, I definitely liked what I saw from Seattle when they're taking on the Rams at home. Definitely gave them a run for their money for arguably the best team in the NFL so far. I really think that the Seahawks have the advantage. I think they do win. The Raiders' defense is atrocious. As a fan of the Raiders, it's just been a really difficult season to watch so far, and it's going to be disappointing because this is probably going to be the legacy of the Raiders heading into their move from Oakland to Vegas. So yeah, just really, really disappointing.
Yeah. These teams are, I think, mediocre at best and don't really have a shot of making the playoffs. So let's move to the next game. We have Josh Rosen in the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Vikings in Minnesota. What do you think?
I liked what I saw with the Cardinals against the 49ers. I know that the Niners are without Garoppolo for the rest of the season. The Vikings coming off an impressive win in Philadelphia. I'm going to give them the advantage. I'm going to go Minnesota Vikings minus. I'm going to go 5.5.
Wow, it's 10.5. Huge spread for this game.
Well, I'm a little bit surprised. I think that Arizona can keep it close.
I do too. They have a decent roster.
With minus 10.5, I'll be reluctant to take that. I kind of like plus 10.5 from Arizona. I think they can keep it close.
Yeah, I think Josh Rosen showed us enough last week versus the Niners. They still have Chandler Jones, who I think he's right up there with Khalil Mack as best pass rusher in the NFL. The Vikings have not impressed me on defense this year. I don't think it's the same defense as last year, especially without defensive end Everson Griffin. I don't know. I think it's a really high number, and we saw the Vikings already blow a big spread earlier this year to the Bills in Week 3. So I don't know. I'm gonna look at that line this week and really ponder and think about it. Okay, last game before we take a quick break. Indianapolis Colts visiting Sam Darnold and the New York Jets.
This game is in New York.
Yeah, in the Meadowlands.
I'm gonna go with Jets -1 because they're at home.
Jets by 2.5.
Okay, yeah, it'll be a close game. A good performance from the Jets. They obviously have the advantage being at home, taking on a team that does just really performs poorly for East Coast games. That is the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
And then with the Colts, they've had a tough season so far. They weren't going to win last week against the New England Patriots. They should have They should have won that game at home against the Texans. So it's been a tough season so far, and there's such high hopes for this team with Andrew Luck coming back, with kind of like a rejuvenated roster in the mix there at Lucas Oil Stadium. And it hasn't really come to much so far, but I do like the Jets to win to keep things interesting in the AFC East, which is still really wide open. I mean, the Bills, who many touted was going to be the worst team in the NFL this year, they're 2-3, and within the AFC East, that's only a game back of the leaders. Eventually, the Patriots will pull away, but so far, like early in the season, you can just play the what-if game. And the Bills, not so bad with Josh Allen in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. The Patriots are going to win this division, and I'm not trying to sound smart or anything. Like the Patriots, like they have the best quarterback, like Brady. They'll figure it out. They're going to win this division. I do think this game's interesting though. I think the Colts are interesting this year, just from a standpoint of how they've been playing. I think their defense is better this year than it has been in recent years, although they have given up a lot of points the last couple weeks. And then also Andrew Luck's arm strength isn't what it used to be. I hopefully with more reps and more game time, he can strengthen his shoulder a little bit more and throw some more deep balls. But I know he's been restricted to a lot of those 10 to 15-yard throws. We'll be right back with the rest of the games on the Easy E and Scuba Steve show.
Tam's Pizzeria is a proud sponsor of the St. John Bosco Football Radio Network. Tam's has it all. Pizza, wings, burgers, and more. Say Braves #1 when you order any specialty pizza and receive $2 off. Call in and order at 562-925-7700. Again, 562-925-7700. Walk-ins are always welcome as Tam's is located on the corner of Bellflower and Rosecrans. Tam's Pizzeria. They have it all. Your St. John Bosco Braves and De La Salle Spartans have made it to the state championship game. However, these two teams have gone through starkly different roads to reach tonight's contest. For Bellflower St. John Bosco, the Braves were the doormat of the Trinity League, posting a 3-7 overall mark in 2010. However, with a revamped coaching staff and a retooled personnel change from top to bottom, this team has now been regarded as one of the top teams in the United States. It's been a far different story for the De La Salle Spartans, who have reached the championship game ever since the contest's debut in 2006. Ensuing the De La Salle 2012 state championship, an off-season filled with coaching change and a revamped roster has still produced a similar result, as the 2013 version of the De La Salle Spartans are an undefeated 14-0 and one game away from immortality as well. This undefeated run is the latest chapter in a 40-game winning streak for the Spartans, a streak that has lasted over 2.5 years.
Wavy Boy Productions.
All right, we are back on the Easy E and Scuba Steve show to discuss the rest of the lines. Let's do it. So, picking up where we just left off, we have the Carolina Panthers at the Washington Redskins. Really interesting game. What do you think for this one, Steven?
Panthers coming off a dub. Redskins, I have a bit of a biased view on this game. I did put some money, a lot of money actually, on a prop for the Redskins to win less than 7 games this season. So, bit of a biased view. I want the Panthers to win, and I think the Panthers could, even though they're on the road. I'm going to go with the Panthers as a -1 on this one.
You were so close, but it's Redskins -1, so they get the nod at home.
I think. What do you think about this game, Eric? I think the Panthers could pull it off.
I think the Panthers need to win in order to keep pace with the Saints in the NFC South. Will they win? I think the Panthers are an interesting team. It helps that they have Thomas Davis back, but I was not impressed with their defense on Sunday versus the Giants, who put up 31 points against them. I can't call this game right now. I mean, I think it's probably going to come down to quarterback play. If Cam Newton plays better than Alex Smith, then the Panthers win, or vice versa. versa, But what do you think? I think this is a really interesting one.
This could come down to the wire, really, and I agree with you. It's all about the quarterback play. I didn't really like what I saw from Alex Smith last night in New Orleans, but yet again, it's a very hostile environment at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. But with the Panthers, I agree with that defense. Giving up that trick play to OBJ, that connection from OBJ to Saquon Barkley, it's a little, it's a little startling to see from a team that's got high hopes for a deep playoff run. So I think I'll take the Panthers +1 for this game, but this game can come down to the wire.
Yeah. I totally agree with you there. Now, we are going to skip the Buffalo Bills at Houston Texans game just because there isn't a line on it yet, which I'm not entirely sure why, but it beats me. So we're going to skip that one. Moving on, though, we have the LA Rams, the best team in football at the moment, at Denver. What do you think, Steve?
Rams in Denver. Rams are obviously just the best team in the league, arguably along with the Chiefs. You expect those two teams to meet up in the Super Bowl, with their impressive unbeaten records. For the Rams, I think it's going to be easy business for them, even though their covenant is in Denver. Denver's been known to be a hostile environment over the years.
Tough place to play. Tough place to play.
It is a tough place to play. I'm going to go Rams. I'll do Rams -4.5. Broncos can keep it close, but the Rams, I think that the Rams could win by a couple touchdowns, honestly. But I think Vegas will be a little bit friendly to the Broncos. I'll go with -5.5.
Rams by 7.
Okay, they give them the touchdown. Like I said, I think the Rams can win by a couple touchdowns in this game. Vegas gives them 1 touchdown. What do you think, Eric?
I think this is a tough one. I think Vegas is definitely adjusting to how good the Rams have been. The first 3 weeks, they covered so easily. I know Vegas took a hit for that. Then week 4, the Rams push. And then they make the line really high at 7.5 at Seattle. Historically, those games have been super close, except for the game last year. A lot of people I know jumped on the Rams, but Seattle turned up and at least made it close, made me sweat out a teaser pick that I had, which ended up winning. But I think this is right where the line should be. I think the Rams defense has gets back to their normal self, maybe picks off Case Keenum a couple times, and I could see like a 27-20 game. Or the Rams winning by maybe 10. Something like that, though.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
All right, so the next game I have written down here is Jacksonville Jaguars at the Dallas Cowboys in Jerry World.
I think Vegas still takes the Jaguars. Vegas is in love with that Jacksonville defense. I'll go Jacksonville by a field goal.
Yep, you got it. Exactly. And this is a game that I'm really tempted to take the Jaguars in just because I am not impressed in what I see out of Dallas. I think their offense is very pedestrian and boring. They have a decent defense, a decent pass rush, but I don't know. I think if the Jags are able to score first and put pressure on Prescott, I think this game can become very one-sided quickly. What do you think, Steven?
I agree. It'll just come down to the quarterback play. The blowout against the Chiefs last weekend is all, thank Blake Bortles for that. Throwing 4 picks, going back to his usual self. That's when the Jaguars start losing games. They're suffering. They got some injuries too. Fournette's out. TJ Yeldon has been filling in. He's been doing all right.
You saw they signed Jamal Charles today.
I was just about to mention, with that injury-riddled running back depth chart, they get to pick up Jamal Charles, who has his own history of injuries in his career.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how the Jaguars use him while Fournette is out. But this Fournette injury is huge because this Jacksonville team becomes one-dimensional with the football. You can hold T.J. Yeldon to a certain amount of yards. It's just a matter of keeping Bortles in check. And the Chiefs did that, so the Cowboys should be taking a look at some film, how the Chiefs handled Blake Bortles, and how they can, get some success out of the mistakes that Bortles can obviously do throughout the game.
You just explaining your viewpoint there. I don't think I'm going to touch this game. I don't trust Blake Bortles on the road after what happened last weekend. I don't think I can do it. I don't know.
I could. I can see this game being a push. I can see a game-winning field goal in this one, but I can also see the Cowboys winning this one at home. The Jaguars. I also have a prop against them going for under 9 wins. I really want them to lose. I can see this going either way, but I would probably take the Cowboys +3 against the Jags.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, next we are moving on to which should be really just a scrappy game. We have the Baltimore Ravens at the Tennessee Titans. What do you think for this one?
I like the Ravens. Let's go. Tennessee is very interesting. They're just a very unpredictable team to pick on. It was surprising to Eric. This is something from a few weeks ago, like in week 2 or week 3, that when the Titans were playing the Jaguars, I was like, the Titans beat the Jaguars twice last season, and I can see them beating the Jaguars today, in the next game. And I remember Eric was like, I don't know about that. I think the Jags are going to win. That's going to be an easy win and all that. 9-6 final score for the Titans to win that game. It's just a bad football game to watch. So you just never know what you're getting out of the Titans week in and week out. I'll see the Ravens with a win. Ravens minus. I won't do Ravens -3.5.
It's Ravens by 3. I personally think this line's off. I think I'll be taking the Titans +3 this weekend. I think they play much better at home than they do on the road. And then the Ravens are a team that play much better at home than they do on the road. I like this Tennessee team at home. I like what first-year coach Mike Vrabel is doing with the team. I think the Titans at least cover in a really low-scoring game here.
Yeah, if anything, I'm curious what the over-under is going to be. If it's under 40, I'm going to stay away. If it's in the mid-40s, I could see this going under.
Yeah, me too. I could see like a 19-16 game, whichever way.
I agree. The next game, so are we on to the Sunday Night Football game?
We are. We have the Chiefs at the Patriots. And back before the year started, I took the Chiefs +2,000 to win the Super Bowl, which was honestly a great bet at that time because now they're +800. I still don't trust their defense, but I am very encouraged by the start. But what do you think the spread is for Chiefs at Pats on Sunday Night Football in Foxborough?
In Foxborough, Vegas. I think Vegas loves the Patriots at home. Even with the Chiefs being undefeated, this will be an interesting matchup. This can be a matchup we may see in the AFC Championship game in this season's post-season in the playoffs. I can see. I want to say this is a pick'em game, but I think Vegas is gonna give a couple to the Patriots. I want the Patriots -2.5.
Close. 3.5 to the Pats.
Oh, so they give them a field goal and then they expect a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's a little surprising to me. I thought that I thought it would be a little bit more tight in that one. But I think I go Chiefs plus 3.5 at that point.
I think Vegas is trying to scare people away and say don't bet against Tom Brady and Belichick and the Patriots in Foxborough on national TV.
I like plus 3.5 for the Chiefs. I think they can go 6-0. They proved it last year in the opening game of the season that they can beat the Patriots, and I think they can do it again.
And that was with Alex Smith last year, and now they have Pat Mahomes. I agree with you. Like, I'm not sure if I can do this. Like, betting against Tom Brady in Foxborough is always a dangerous thing, but maybe I'll put it. Maybe I'll throw the Chiefs in a teaser or something like that because I do like the plus 3.5. If I could bump that up to plus 9.5, maybe plus 10, I'd really like that. But moving on to Monday Night Football, which was supposed to be a good game until Garoppolo got hurt, but now, I'm not sure if I'll be tuning into this game. San Francisco 49ers at my hated Green Bay Packers. What do you think for this one?
I'm on the fence between minus 10 or minus 9.5. Packers gonna be heavy favorites to win this. I'm gonna go Packers minus 10.
9.5.
Alright. I was right there. I was almost there.
You were. I see
the Niners having no chance in Lambeau. Packers all day. 9.5 is a relatively big number, but I can see Rodgers just smashing through that spread and making this a 20-point game by the third quarter. So I'd stay away from the spread just because it's so big and so high.
Same. I don't trust
there's no way the Niners have a chance in winning this.
I don't trust the Packers defense with the Packers laying down 10 points. There's no way to trust that.
Yeah, even though the Packers made some improvements on the defensive half of football, there's still not a lot of trust that I've put on the Packers so far this season defensively.
Yeah.
You never know. Late in the game with the Packers up 13, if Clay Matthews is going to have a roughing the passer penalty, which can put the 49ers in the red zone, they can eventually score a touchdown, and that can screw your parlay up or your pick.
Yeah, I could totally see the Niners with a backdoor cover for this one. But that concludes Guess the Lines. We'll be right back discussing NBA props and over-unders. We'll be right back on the Easy E and Scuba Steve show.
Taking a family of 5 to the amusement park can cost a small fortune.
Oh, yeah. So to save some money, we thought, hey, let's bring the amusement park to us.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Step right up, young man. Are you ready to ride the Wacky Waterfall?
That's just the bathtub with the shower head running.
Nope, it's the Wacky Waterfall.
It's the shower, Dad.
Waterfall.
Wacky.
There's an easier way to save. To get a free rate quote, go to geico.com, then buy online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
Bobby, you here again?
Yeah, my doctor told me to reduce stress at work, so I come to Buffalo Wild Wings to eat lunch and watch sports. I get to pick one of 7 entrees, like sandwiches and salads, plus one of 7 sides.
Well, I like sides.
It's so affordable I can finally take a vacation.
Where you gonna go?
Here, Tim, here.
Introducing the new B-Dubs Fast Break Lunch Menu, starting at a new low price. Dine in or order takeout weekdays between 11 and 2. Participation and availability may vary. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Hi, Tom Bodette. Motel 6's new improved website lets you book a room and save more for what you travel for faster than ever. Even faster than you can find your keys, which you swore were right on the little hooky thing by the garage door where they always are, and we can land a robot on a comet, but we can't keep keys from disappearing. Oh, here they are. Left them in my jacket. Don't you hate that? I'm Tom Bodette for the new improved Motel6.com, and we'll leave the light on for you.
You have interfered with our affairs for the last time.
Sinatra.
I am literally in the air right now, wrapping up a store. This first class, I am so new at this. Use the right of metro.
We are back on the Easy-E and Scuba Steve show. Now we will be discussing some NBA propositions to look at before the 2018-2019 NBA season, which I'm very looking forward to. I've missed the NBA a lot since the end of the year. But, Steven, are there any particular props that entertain you?
The first one you gotta look at, I'm really interested in the Warriors. It's over under 63 wins. I think this team they're just getting ready for the playoffs at this point. They know how to manage themselves. Steve Kerr knows how to manage them. And I just don't see this team putting in that much effort into the regular season. 63-9, especially when DeMarcus Cousins won't be coming back till about the All-Star break. Maybe before the All-Star break, maybe even after the All-Star break. Who knows? But I think that the Warriors go under 63 wins. It won't really matter to them. They're still the powerhouse of the Western Conference. It wouldn't matter how many wins they get or which seed they are in the Western Conference playoffs. I think they'll still make the NBA Finals. But under 63 wins at minus 115 odds, I like that a lot.
Yeah, as much as I dislike the Warriors, I actually really like that. I really like that pick. They fought the title adversity last year, the boredomness, but I really think that's going to be a factor this year as well. The fourth or fifth year now that they're in this sort of championship window, I think they really coast through the regular season. I personally really like the Boston Celtics at minus 125 to win the Eastern Conference. Look, I mean, they were a game away from winning the East last year without Kyrie or Gordon Hayward. Now those guys are back. They're most likely going to have a starting five of Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, and who am I leaving out right now? I feel really dumb.
Would you repeat that again?
I said Irving, Hayward, Horford, and Tatum.
Rozier?
No, Brown.
Oh, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I think that starting five is just filthy. I think they can compete with any starting five in the NBA. Also, they have a very deep bench with Keith Morris and also Terry Rozier. All the guys who have just been battle tested in the playoffs now, going through that playoff run last year. And also you have to look at the coach, Brad Stevens. I think he's right up there with Pop and Steve Kerr for the top tier of NBA coaches. Just look at what he did last year with the Celtics, a team that everyone thought was going to lose in the second round or even maybe even the first round. Got them all the way to the conference finals, had them within a game of going there. Honestly, if they shoot the basketball a little bit better in that game, they're probably in the NBA Finals. So I really like the Celtics at minus 125 to win the East. What do you think about that one, Steven?
I do like that one. I don't see much competition. There's just a lot of people that are saying nonsense about how, the Celtics, they have competitors like the Cavaliers. That's just nonsense. Just shut up about that. Sixers, you always have to worry about the injury bug lingering on Embiid, on Simmons, on whichever star is injured. It affects the team. With the Raptors, I just don't see much. DeRozan and Kawhi Leonard is a little bit of an upgrade. But once the Raptors take on the Celtics, maybe in the Eastern Conference Finals, I don't see the Raptors really having a chance. The Celtics will just be overpowering with all the talent and stardom that they have across the board. I think the Celtics and the Warriors meet up in the finals. But I actually do like another regular season over-under I think this team is going to try hard as much as possible to get that number one seed in the Western Conference. The odds are not great, but I can definitely see the Houston Rockets getting to 60 wins as their over-under is only at 56 wins. I can definitely see a 60-win team. I definitely can see a try-hard regular season team on the brink here for the Rockets.
I like that because they definitely, if they have any chance of beating the Warriors, which honestly I don't think they do now with Carmelo, because in order to beat the Warriors, you need defense, not more offense, and that's where you definitely lose in a reset game with Carmelo. I think they will try because they know they need home court to at least have the slightest chance to beat Golden State. Another interesting prop, which I find very interesting. The Northwest Division winner. I'm really interested in the Utah Jazz at plus 225. So in that division, they have the Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thunder, Blazers, and themselves, the Jazz. I don't think the Nuggets have enough defense. Timberwolves, they have all sorts of problems with Butler about to leave. Blazers, I don't believe in their two-guard system, which honestly, it's really fun to watch, but I just don't think it'll win you a division this year or a high seed in the playoffs. I think the Jazz's main competition in that division is the Oklahoma City Thunder, which I think the Thunder will be better with the loss of Carmelo Anthony. I think they'll be better defensively. But then again, Andre Roberson will not be back until after January, so that would definitely affect this team. I think Donovan Mitchell, for as good as he was last year, will be even better this year. I really like the Jazz coach as well. I forget his name right now, but that's my fault. But I like the role pieces that the Jazz have, and I like the value at plus 225. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's not bad value. I mean, you're pretty much with the Jazz. Not a lot of changes from last year to this year.
Continuity.
You have a lot of you have a year under the belt of Donovan Mitchell. You still have your role players that are still influential throughout the games. I can definitely see the Jazz being atop that Northwest Division. But I'm just going to go with the safe pick and go with the Thunder. I think that with Paul George re-signing with the team, I think that's going to be huge for morale for the team, getting some confidence in them. A little chip on their shoulder after losing to the Jazz in such embarrassing fashion last season in the postseason. So I think that I think a good pick. I'm going to go against Eric. I'm going to go plus 200 for the Thunder to take the Northwest Division. Another interesting prop that's out there.
Steve, let's go against each other on that one. I'm gonna mark that down.
Okay, all right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so plus 200 Thunder. Interesting, another division winner for the Central Division. There's no LeBron James with the Cavaliers anymore. They're the heavy underdogs to win that division. You have the Bucks, you have the Pacers, and then maybe the Pistons in the mix. So it's really the Pacers and the Bucks, a two-team race for the Central Division title. And I'm going to go with the Bucks because of Giannis. The talent around Giannis is just good enough against the role players the Pacers have. Victor Oladipo, I don't think he's going to have the type of season he had last season. I still like Miles Turner underneath, grabbing the boards and doing the garbage work for the Pacers. But I'm going to go slightly with the Bucks over the Pacers to win the Central Division at plus 120.
Yeah, I think that's a stay away for me. It's definitely down to those two teams. But if Giannis lives up to his potential, I saw a video of him hitting threes the other day. If he's hitting threes at a somewhat efficient rate, he suddenly becomes unguardable, and that makes the Bucks a very scary team. Another prop that I actually like two. I like LeBron James at plus 300 to win MVP. I think he balls out this year in the regular season, really helping those young Lakers move forward and evolve as players. And also just the legacy with it, I think the NBA Would love to have him have a great year and be MVP. And the other prop that I had was Luka Doncic plus 400 to win Rookie of the Year. I think he flourishes under the system of Rick Carlisle in Dallas. They have good role players with Wes Matthews, Harrison Barnes, and DeAndre Jordan around him. I think he averages around 14 points a game, but I think he gets around 7 boards and 7 assists as well, shooting at a high percentage. So I really like Doncic.
Another over, I just stay away from the Rookie of the Years because usually they're pretty close. They're open and shut conversation, or they could be wide open. I mean, none of us thought Donovan Mitchell was going to win Rookie of the Year or to be in contention for Rookie of the Year. We all really had a feeling that Ben Simmons was going to win it, but you know, the whole rules of it all, like he wasn't really a rookie, but technically he is a rookie and all that. And then you have like arguments of, you know, Karl Anthony Towns, you know, such a talent when he came into the league of winning Rookie of the Year. I'm just going to stay away from it. I don't like Luka Doncic. I also do like DeAndre Ayton's situation in Phoenix. He's going to get plenty of time every day. Well, we'll have to see as the season goes on. One final over-under wins take I do like. The odds are a little worse than they were for the Houston Rockets over. I like Dwayne Casey's Detroit Pistons at minus 160 to go over 38 wins. It's a wide-open Eastern Conference. The Vegas still giving the Pistons a bit of a chance to get to to win the Central Division. It is at plus 650 odds, so they're heavy underdogs. I wouldn't take that. I would take minus 160 over 38 wins. I think they won 39 games last season. You're getting a full year with Blake Griffin. Dwayne Casey is still a good coach. I think that this team could make it to the playoffs as maybe a 6, 7, 8 seed squad, and that will require them to win over 41 games, or at least 40 games. So I say over 38.
That's a very interesting one. Now, to wrap up the show today, we're going to talk about the Red Sox-Yankees game that's happening in about an hour and 15 minutes from now. I think it comes on at 8:10 Eastern Time, 5:10 Pacific Time where I am. Obviously, a pivotal game for both teams. More pivotal for the Yankees. They need to win this game to stay in the playoffs. The Red Sox are looking to close it out in Yankee Stadium. I, in June, made a bet for the Yankees to win the World Series. So that's looking quite in jeopardy as of right now. I really don't know what I'm getting, although it's tough to trust either team or just to know what's going to happen or what's the outcome going to be. But what do you think, Steven? Like, should I be confident or what?
I think that the Yankees will live to see another day. I think they will win tonight. Currently, the live odds for this game between the Red Sox and the Yankees, Porcello's starting for the Red Sox, Sabathia is starting for the Yankees. Boston's plus 120, Yankees are minus 140. I put the Yankees in my parlay with 3 other hockey games for later today, and then the Thursday night football game between the Eagles and the Giants. I got the Yankees at minus 125. I can see this game going over 9 runs, and I can see the Yankees winning it. They're in desperation mode. You know, it was embarrassing to see their performance last night. Luis Severino, just a pitiful performance, to say the least. Really just putting the Yankees in the hole. But I do see the Yankees forcing a Game 5 in Fenway, and where that will be the end of the season for the Yankees. And I see the Red Sox taking on the Astros in the ALCS.
Yeah, to me, if the Yankees are, I don't want to say dependent, but they need the home run ball in order to win their games. So if they can get to Porcello early, I like their chances because I'm still not all that sure about the Boston bullpen. And it applies for the Yankees. If the Yankees can get 5 innings out of CC Sabathia, then I think they're in great shape with their bullpen leading the way. So that is it for today's show, the Easy Eat and Scuba Steve show. Any last words, Steven?
It's been quite a difficult season for the Raiders, but I'm gonna go. My best bet is gonna be going against the Raiders this week. I think they end the year with 4 wins. I really do. That's how atrocious they are. Raiders end the season 4-12. They lose to the Seahawks.
Wow, that's really
good.
That's sad to hear. That's depressing. On my note, I'm a Bears fan. I'm not gonna go -3 at Miami because that game, I don't know what I'm getting out of Mitchell Trubisky in that game. For my best bet for the NFL, I'm gonna go Titans +3. I think they cover the spread and win outright at home. Thanks to all who is listening to this podcast, and we will see you next.